Hello students, welcome back. Let's start about the next session of the chapter Natural Vegetation and Wildlife of India from the Contemporary India 1. I hope you might have remembered what we have discussed in the last class. Let us discuss more about the natural vegetation and wildlife of India. Let's discuss about the wildlife of India, which means the fauna. As you all know, India has a very rich wildlife. It has approximately 90,000 wildlife species, and our country has about 2,000 species of birds. They constitute 13% of the world's total. There are 2,546 species of fish that account for nearly 12% of the world's stock. Our country also shares between 5 and 8% of the world's amphibians, reptiles and mammals. The most gigantic animal species in our country, that is none other than the elephant, which belongs to a mammal group. They are found mostly in the hot wet forest of Assam, Karnataka and Kerala. The next important animal species that is found in our country, they are one-horned rhinoceros. They live in the swampy and marshy lands of Assam and West Bengal. The next categories of animals, that is wild ass and camels. They are mostly found in the Rann of Kutch and the Thar desert of Rajasthan respectively. The other animals, those are found in India, they are Indian bisons, nilgai, chausingha, gazelle and different species of deer are some other animal, those are also found in India. Besides that, we can also find several species of monkeys that are also found in our country, India. You know children, India is the only country in the world which has both tigers and lion. The natural habitat in which that Indian lion that they live in the forest called the Gir forest, which is located in Gujarat. Coming to the tigers, they are found in the forest of Madhya Pradesh, the Sundarban of West Bengal and in the Himalayan region. The leopards too are also important member of the cat family. They are also found in India and they are called to be an important animal of prey. If you move on to Himalayan region, you will find out a hardy range of animals that they survive in the extreme climatic condition that remains very cold almost throughout the year. Some of the animals, those are found in this region. Number one, it is yak, which is found in Ladakh region under the freezing high altitude. Whereas the shaggy horned wild ox that weigh near about 1 ton, the Tibetan antelope, the bharal, the wild sheep, the kyan, all are found in this region. Besides that, you will also find the ibex, bear, snow leopard and rare red panda. They are also found in certain areas of this Himalayan range. Coming to the water bodies, where you will also find several types of animal species, they are found in this region. In the rivers, lakes and coastal areas, mostly the turtles, crocodiles and gharials are found. Let us move to the birds world. You know, India is famous for the birds because of their colors. You will get a plenty full of colorful birds that are found in India. Which bird is called to be the national bird of our country? Yes, that is peacock. So, several varieties of birds that include peacocks, pheasants, ducks, parakeets, cranes, pigeons, many type of birds that they inhabited in the forest and the wetland of our country. Now, let us discuss how this natural vegetation, that is flora, and the wildlife, that is fauna, they are very helpful for us. We have selected our crops from the biodiverse environment, that is from the reserve of edible plant. In the same time, we have experimented and selected many medicinal plants also. The animals, those are selected from large stock provided by nature, that as milch animal. That means they provide milk. They also provide as our draught power, for our transportation, for meat and eggs also. The fish, how they are helpful for us. The fish provide nutritive food. How come the insects are helpful to us? Many insects help in pollination of crops and fruit trees and exerting biological control on such insects is harmful. So we can say every species has a role to play in this ecosystem. So it's the time has come to protect, to preserve or to conserve all these animal species, so also the plants. It has been mentioned earlier, due to excessive exploitation of the plants and animal resources by the human being, the ecosystem has been disturbed. You know students, about 1,300 plant species are endangered. As already I have told, endangered, which means it is on the verge of extinction. Whereas 20 species are extinct. What is the meaning of extinct? That means they are no more found in this nature. They all are dead. Quite a few animal species are also endangered and some have become extinct. Let us discuss what are the causes that become a threat to the flora and fauna of our country. Number one is the greedy hunters, as they are hunting for their commercial purposes. Second one, the pollution created by the industry, the industrial wastes that make the areas dirty, not only the rivers but also your forest region. Introduction of alien species also a threat to the flora and fauna. The reckless cutting of the forest that bring land under cultivation and inhabitation, they also become a very important threat to this species, and they are mostly responsible for ecological imbalance. So to protect the flora and fauna of our country, the government has taken a lot of steps. Let us discuss about the steps. Number one, there are 18 biosphere reserves have been set up in the country to protect our flora and fauna. 10 out of these, the Sundarbans, Nanda Devi, the Gulf of Mannar, the Nilgiri, Nokrek, Great Nicobar, Manas, Simlipal, Pachmari and Achanakmar, Amarkantak, those have been included in the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Financial and technical assistance is provided to many botanical gardens by the government since 1992. They are Kutch, Coal Desert, Seshachalam and Panna. The very important third point, that is under different type of projects have been ensured, that is Project Tiger, Project Rhino, Project Great Indian Bustard and many other eco-developmental projects that have been introduced. Another important step taken by the government, that is 89 national parks, 490 wildlife sanctuaries and geological garden have been set up to take care of the natural heritage. Students, have you ever heard about the migratory birds? The birds, they migrate from one place to the other, mostly during the winter season. Students, have you heard about the Siberian crane? Let us discuss about these Siberian birds. Some of the wetlands of India are popular because of the migratory birds. During winter, these birds, such as I already have told, the Siberian crane, come in large numbers. One such place favorable with birds in the Run of Kutch, at a place where the desert merges with the sea, the flamingo with their brilliant pink plumage come in thousands to build nest mounds from the salty mud and raise their young ones. It is one among many extraordinary sights in our country. So it should be kept in our natural heritage. Let us discuss about the 18 bioreserves, and these 18 bioreserves will be coming as a map question. For example, you will be asked to mark Sundarban, mark the place called Nokrek. So let us know about how many bioreserves we have in our country. 18 bioreserves we have in our country. Sundarban, Gulf of Mannar, the Nilgiris, Nanda Devi, Nokrek, Great Nicobar, Manas, Simlipal, Dihang Dibang, Dibru Saikhoa, Agastya Malay, Kanchenjunga, Pachmari and Achanakmar Amarkantak. So these are the 14 important bioreserves of our countries. Now we must realize the importance of flora and fauna in our life. Any harm, any kind of disturbances to this flora and fauna that will bring an end to this environment. So let us protect our flora and fauna and make our country a prosperous and progressive country. This much for today's class. Before we wind up, let us do some question and answer from this chapter, that is the natural vegetation and wildlife. What factors are responsible for the distribution of plants and animals in India? Right? The answer to this question is the distribution of plants and animals on the earth is determined by the climate. However, the other factors are soil, relief and drainage, though most of them are also interrelated. Next question for you is, what do you mean by a bioreserve? Give 2 examples. The answer to this question is a protected area reserved for the conservation of endangered species of flora, that is plant, and fauna, that is animals, in the natural habitat. For example, the Sundarban in West Bengal, Nanda Devi are 2 of the examples. What are the uses of this biosphere reserve? In a biosphere reserve, endangered species of plants and animals are protected. This important heritage of plants and animals is transmitted to the future generations in all its natural vigor and glory. The surrounding areas are reserved for research work for the betterment of flora and fauna. Here is another question for you children. The question is, name any 2 animals those are having habitat in tropical and mountain type of vegetation. Okay, the answer is the common animals those are found in the tropical forest are elephants and monkeys, and the common animals found in the montane forest, that is the mountain forest, are Kashmir stag and spotted deer. Let us move for another question. Distinguish between flora and fauna. I hope you have already understood and you can definitely answer the question. Let me tell the answer. Flora. The flora of a country consists of plant kingdom of the country. It covers trees in the forest, other flowering and non-flowering trees grown by man, grassland, scrubs, ferns, etc. India possesses about 47,000 different species of plants and 5,000 of them are exclusively found in India. As I already have mentioned, the plant those are found exclusively in India, they are called endemic species. Coming to the next one, fauna. The fauna of a country consists of birds, fish and animals. It also includes amphibians, reptiles, mammals, small insects and worms. The fauna of India is quite rich and varied. There are about 90,000 species in India. Let me ask you another question. Quite a few species of plant and animals are endangered in India. Why? Can you give the reason? Okay, the answer is a few animal species are endangered and some have become extinct. The main causes for this major threat to the nature are because of hunting by the greedy hunters for commercial purposes. Next point, pollution due to the chemical and industrial waste, acid deposits. Next one, introduction of alien species, and another one, reckless cutting down of the forest to bring land under cultivation, and last but not the least, inhabitation, which are also responsible for the imbalance. Let us discuss another question. Why is India a rich heritage of flora and fauna? Can you answer? Okay, let's discuss. Our country, India, is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries of the world. With about 47,000 plant species, India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th in Asia in the plant diversity. There are about 15,000 flowering plants in India, which account for 6% in the world's total number of flowering plants. Let me ask you one more question. Can anyone tell where is the Gir National Park located? Okay, it is located in Gujarat and it is famous for lion. So students, here we come to the end of the chapter Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. of our country, India. I hope you have enjoyed the class and understood the chapter thoroughly. Let us meet again for the next class with a new spirit to understand the next chapter. Until then, take care, stay safe and stay happy. Thank you.